Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. It's been a while, and I'm making sure everything is working. I think it is. So welcome. So today I want to start working on a new game, which is actually not a new game. It's an old game. And just give me one sec. There we go. It's tough to set everything up. And right as I was about to start the stream, everything broke down. Somehow everything stopped working. Anyway, I want to start working on my farming game, and I did it twice already. There's actually a... Let me grab my itch. There's actually a farming game I did a while back over on my itch. And this is for a game jam, but this is not Wonderland, and I want to build a game in WebXR Wonderland. But this is basically what I want. I want to have a game where you casually can plant some crops, harvest some crops, take down some crops. But also I want to expand it into maybe some animals. And I did one in the past. Let me see if I can. Just give me one sec. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let me. I think I have the old one here as well. I think it still runs. It still opens. It doesn't run. So this was the old game. And it worked. It didn't work well. But we had menus. You can till the ground. There's all kinds of things in here for tilling ground. There's also a lot of stuff broken in here. So I want to start working on combining these two, but this game had one flaw, and it's that it was missing something major. And I've been thinking about what it could be, and then I came across another farming game, and that game used a roguelike mechanic. And I've been doing some roguelike ideas in the past for dungeon crawlers and those kind of things. But that work with cards. So you get cards and random, and if you're out of money, you're game over. So that's basically a roguelike idea in a farming game. And I think that whole idea might work very well in a VR farming game. So I want to create a farming game where you can either play quick and it's over quick, or you can just casually try to plant crops, harvest crops, but need to also keep in mind you need to grab some tools, water stuff. Now this was pretty basic. This is water. It's kind of Minecrafty, but this world is hard-coded. I think back then, I think this is about 3 years ago. This is something that's amazed me every time, by the way. This game was built 3 years ago. I ended building this game 3 years ago. I opened the project in the current version of Wonderland, and it's Wonderland Editor, and it just worked, which is pretty amazing. It's rarely that you have such old projects, open them in new versions, and they just work Well, not entirely. The APIs that I use, you can see it in scripts and stuff. Oh, there's no script here. Here's a prefab script. It's missing, it's broken. And that's because I think it was in 1.0 there was a big change in the way you address things. Now I'm not going to bother with prefabs yet. That's something we're going to work on later. For now, we're just going to clean up this project, set things up. But I kind of want to take everybody with me from the start. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the live streams. I wanted to create some devlog videos, and for that I needed to record my screen. So that's what you look at right now. And now NK can also cut it up and do voiceovers of all kinds of stuff. And in the meantime, you can ask questions and I can answer them. But we need to turn this basically into this. Now let me just go here quickly and pull up the GitHub for this. I think I have a GitHub set up. But it was not called farming or anything. It was the Game Dev TV Game Jam, I think. Yes. And the code for this is all public, but this was a Unity project. But there's an arts folder here. And this has plans and all those kind of things in there we can use. There's palettes in there, blend files. I think we might just clone this project. You know what? Let's just make sure we clone this project. I think that's the easiest way to get this going. Takes a second, but there's also a game design document type thing in here. I am working on a game design document, but I haven't set it up yet. I kind of think I need to do that in a similar way. We can do that. What's all this? It is clones, game dev, jam, explorer. So now we have the assets. Now everything is nice. This is one of the folders I wanted to have. So these are all the tiles and images I used. I think I used Pixel Edit for this one as well, now that I think of it. Art, is it Pixel Edit? Yes. Doesn't open in Pixel Edit, but I can grab my Pixel Edit. I'm a big fan of Pixel Edits. I always use Pixel Edit for my games and yes, so these are the tiles I have used, so we can basically start working on this. Now I have not thought about how to approach this game yet. I want to take everybody just on my thought process. But I think the basics of the game is going to be tile-based. The ground is going to be tile-based. So are we going to create a mesh? Generate a mesh? Or are we just going to do everything from code? I think that might be a nice one, to just generate the entire world from code. Because I want to have the worlds generated eventually based on, I think, a waveform collapse algorithm. So I kind of wonder what we need to do first. Well, to start, we don't need any of this. Are we going to support hand tracking or controllers? Technically, nowadays, we need to keep support for hand tracking. If we keep support for hand tracking, we could support the Apple Vision Pro eventually. Now, I don't have one to test, but it will be cool. And we can test hand tracking on the Quest as well. We could do hand tracking on the Quest as well. Oh boy. Yeah. Let's just delete this panel. We don't need it. Let's run it, see if it... I saw an error. Did I? Oh boy, did I just... It could be. It could be, it could be, it could be. Ah. I ran it in the nightly already. I wanted to start out in the normal version. What would it be? Is it 116? 115 even? Interesting, 116 is the latest version. Is there no API? Apparently not. Let's do an npm install and hopefully it helps. Now everything is... Oh, this is the old one. Well, let's close this. We don't need it. Discard all changes. We don't need it. Packages. I still have an error. Oh boy. Yeah, this is when you open a... So the nightly is still in... being worked on. Wait, give me 1 sec. Let me check something. Can just see if we can. Otherwise, we just have to see if we can make sure we use the right components API. I think we're just going to delete these, reinstall. There. Now it's fixed. And now when we run, we have this version. We should have this version. I still have the old version. This is what you get for preparing only half. And I did, well, technically I didn't commit anything, so Node.js folder is gone. npm install. So there is an internal change how the types are handled, and that's what's bugging right now. But it should not be a problem. I'm just going to recreate the project, I think. We can just delete. I didn't do anything yet. We'll just do a new project. Dev, Farming Valley. This should be fine. See, I was pretty sure it worked. Now it works again. So now we can delete all this stuff. Let me check one thing. I always messed it up. Yeah, we don't need to have this. There we go. Let's delete the panel. Run it again. Let's see if it still works. Yeah, we still have. Now we don't have any teleportation in here. We don't have any movement in here. And that's fine. Let's start right here. Let's go and add some of the textures. So let's do textures. Now, I don't want to dive into shaders right away. So what I'm going to do is export these as export a tile set as big as possible. So it's 16 pixel scale. So every pixel is actually 16 pixels. So I'm going to browse to a new path here. Farming Valley, models, textures. We're just going to dump them in here. So they're called tiles, 16 by 16. There we go. 50 files. It's fine by me. Now this ground. I wonder why the teleportation wasn't working. Do we have errors? Oh. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. But we have this this texture tiles here. Now we can just load it. Doesn't do anything yet. Because this white material is nothing much. So I want to have a grass material. View... resources, here we go. Materials. I have a lot of default materials. Going to keep them. I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to call this grass. And I'm going to use a... let's do Fung Opaque textured for now. I want to create custom shaders eventually, but I don't want to start by creating custom shaders. So now we can do grass here. There's nothing on this, but we can take this tile, drop it in here. Now it's a bit too big. It's odd that we cannot teleport. I'm going to delete the mesh from this, but I'm going to keep the collision for now. Are we? I wonder what the best way of doing this is actually. How many could we handle eventually? Are we going to work on a flat surface? Because I don't want to use the collision. I want to use the physics. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to create a new object, an empty object, and I'm going to call this environment. I'm going to add an object called ground. I'm going to generate the ground for now. I'm not going to generate it, I'm going to create it by hand. That's better. I'm going to get a mesh. This mesh is going to be a plane, and I'm going to add that grass. Now this plane is 2 by 2 meters by default, and I want to have it 1 by 1 meters by default. So I'm going to scale it down. So now we have a plane of 1 by 1 meter. It's at the ground level. So I'm going to create a physics body on the ground level as well. So this is going to be a grass tile. Eventually and pretty soon I'm going to rewrite this and make it into a generated ground where we can instantiate the whole thing. So a plane. Now this plane is rotated, so I think we do minus 90 here. No, I was looking where it goes. Minus 90 here. And let's just test this for a second. If we do another physics body, sphere, it has gravity. So the physics body that's on the ground doesn't have a gravity or whatever. But if we just add another physics body and we move this up, now we can simulate it and it falls down. If it falls through the ground, this one is flipped, so it should be 90. It's like a USB port, right? You have to stick it in 3 times before it. See, now it falls down. So now we have physics enabled. And I made air quotes, but it wasn't visible. And we're just going to clone this, copy this. This is going to be really inefficient. Normally you won't. Let's move this out of the ground. No. Oh, that was an odd thing. There we go. So now we just have 4 ground. Control D. 8 ground. Now this goes really quick. If you just want to have a certain field, you have a lot of tiles, and that's why I'm going to rewrite it pretty soon to be generated and instanced. But even though it's a lot of planes, it doesn't do much. It still runs smooth. There. Now I wonder why the teleport is not working. It's the hand tracking, this is the controller. Teleport. Teleport should be on physics. We don't need 100 meters. Let's do 10 meters. Oh wait, it's the mouse look that's not doing a teleport. You know what would be fun just to try it out in VR. I should have the VR setup. So let me Squarepack, welcome. So we could switch to the nightly. That's cool. We do that in a sec. I just got confirmation. One sec. VR. Now, I should have set this up, so we could do this. I think it works. Yes. That's cool. Now we can go... Right, let me go to the desktop one more time. Is it this one? Yes. So you can go up here, and then you select your... Oh, MetaQuest. That's the quest. And now we go to VR, and I hit play on the desktop. There's a window that opens. And we have VR, and now we can go into VR. You should be able to see it. And we can even teleport around already. So that's pretty cool. Now we're almost done. We are almost done. But since I have confirmation to go to the bleeding edge version, let's do that. Let's just go. Now, keep in mind, this is highly unstable. This is the version from yesterday. As I said, this is highly unstable. I have no idea why I just crashed. It should not crash. There we go. So now we are on the latest bleeding edge version. Which is tricky. I don't know. I really have no idea why it's crashing right now. Oh boy. I should have just shut up. Okay, the not bleeding version is working. That's probably because now I'm screwing with the packages again. It's probably not installed. It's using the wrong package. Same thing we had before with the... Because it was open on the bleeding edge version. Let me quickly check if I can see what's going on. Oh no. Yeah, I should have not just... So what I actually should do with live streams is test everything. Yeah. Okay. I have the same It's exactly the same as I did just 10 minutes ago with switching back from the nightly to the normal version. Which is probably just the properties being wrong. I don't know what it should be, but I can see it right here. Yeah, it has the wrong API version now again. It just didn't update. So if we delete the node modules, it should work. Let's delete the cache as well. So now it should download the version that came with the nightly again. We'll look here. Oh, it still says 1.15, so I don't know if it has the right version. Nice. So this far it works. We can see it. I think we fixed it. Let's run it. Yes. So it's the same thing with the with updating the packages. That's what you get for not preparing. So we have that grass tile. So what would be the best way to proceed? So we can teleport around. I want to I did not need to switch back to release. But I didn't have confirmation to use the nightly yet, so I was planning on working on the using the release for today. I accidentally opened the project in the nightly already, so it had the packages. I did not prepare well. I'm sorry. I want to have... Do we have the old... Let's open the old tiles as well. I think there are tiles. Farming Valley. Old. It has an art folder with a pixel. Yes. Textures probably. So why... Let's add something to our hand with a couple of these tiles. And then see if we can select a tool. Maybe we can change the teleport as well to something like this. I just wanted to start and have a feel. Great, thanks. Yeah, it's been such a while since I used nightlies. I used to stream quite a lot on Twitch in the past, and I always choose nightlies. It was really fun. That would crash all the time. But I really want to get into streaming again more. So we'll probably stay on the nightlies now. and see what we can do. Now, one thing I want to do is build the game in such a way that I can use the hand tracking and the cursors and the controllers as well, both. But I don't want to build all the menus twice. Or maybe just the menus have to be dynamic. Then it doesn't matter. But maybe it's better to just hard code them at first. So, what I want to do is open the DevTools for a second. This is set to hand. Are we going to do hand or controls first? What will be the most fun to build, the most useful to build? This game is not going to work in AR mode on AVP eventually. So now we are in VR. We should be able to move this headset around here in the debug tools. We don't have hand tracking, so now we have controls. I already rotate the default, but if we move these and we can rotate these. So these are those controls. I think we just start with these. It's just a little bit easier. I think I might even just delete the hands for now, and we can always build them back in. I think that's the easiest way, so they're not in the way. Do we need to control our models? Is there any reason to keep the controller models? When we use the controllers, we don't need to see them. Actually, it might be even better to replace these with hands. Or are we just going to point and click? I think we're just going to point and click, so we don't really need hands. And then for the hand tracking, if we build hand tracking, it also just be point and click. We don't need to do anything else and just point and click. Well, we teleport. But teleport will just be an option in the menu for hand tracking. So the menus will differ if you hand track or not. Or we can just keep them the same. You can teleport with the controls by selecting teleport as well. I think we did that in the... Let's check. I'm not sure if I can see that. I think in the old one, we had that as well. Yeah. This was the... The teleport. So we even had a teleport button back then. Years ago. I think we're just going to recreate this menu. So we have a GUI helper, a GUI, and then we just have buttons. So a seed button, a harvest button, a hoe button, and a submenu button. The submenu button is not here. And then there's more seed buttons. Now the number of buttons will be limited. There have to be a few actions and a few seeds. But since we work with cards, we can't just say, well, you just see 4 cards. And when you hover over them, you see some information, and when you press them, but that hover doesn't work with hand tracking. Well, that's something we think about later. So for now, did I have controllers here? I don't think I did. There was a right hand mesh, but it wasn't there. Snap, rotate, and this one has target picker. All these scripts are just... We're just going to delete the models. Ah, now we don't see our hands anymore, but we will, because our hands will show what we're doing. So if we use a hoe, there's a hoe in our hands. If we need to plant seeds, there are seeds in our hands. If we do a certain action, we just make sure there is some visualization in the controller that shows what we're doing. I think I did something similar with the with this one. Is there a video? There's a video. So this is the old game, and you can see, or the old game, the game I did for that jam. I want to do something similar like this, where you have a couple of cards, and you can just say, well, I want to skip this, and then you select the next set of cards, and you have, in a certain turn, you have a specific amount of cards in your deck, basically. You can skip them, you can not do anything with them because they cost money, but they also will cost maybe water or something. So you need to feed crops to your animals and water your crops and keep track of those kind of things. Otherwise your animals will die or your crops will die. So you need to go get water every morning, water your plants, harvest them, sell them. I'm not sure how fast you need to harvest them, but in this one you had to water your plants every day. This had an actual day-night cycle. And there's actually... Can I mute the music for a second here? There's actually... So there's birds in the background. Now it's getting night. The birds change to crickets. It's night. And then the sun comes up. And then the next day begins. That's basically the cycle of this version of the game. There are some fences. Now I think we need to make this into 3D fences, or not. Otherwise, I kind of like the flat style of this. But we need to we need to use you need to buy land. That's something I wanted to add in this game as well, but I never got to it in this jam version. And this one is built in Unity, so it's built in Unity because I just wanted to do something different for a change. So on the left controller, we also need a way to switch between left and right hand. There was some of the feedback I got a number of times. No, I do have a lot of 3D stuff. Are there fences here? Did we have fences? Yeah, I haven't figured out to what part we're going to do 2D and 3D. I can check. Yes, there's a fence. Can we add that real quick? It's a very big fence. It's still a very big fence. I have no idea what the scale was. Well, I might just remodel a lot of these things. It's a weird scale. Try to upgrade the old game. No, I want to make some fundamental changes to the games, to this game. And the only thing that is working from the old version of the game, I can show the code. Give me one sec. Let me open it right here. Oh. So this has all the WL register component type components in there. It has a lot of stuff in there I want to do different. So if I would reuse this game, I need to rewrite all the code anyway. It has a whole prefab thing in here. That's not going to be needed anymore. It's all common even. So I want to go the TypeScript route and just do. I want to do things differently. This game is 3 years old. Are there dates here? Yeah, 21 is it's backwards. So the code could be upgraded, yes. But I don't want to. I don't want to upgrade the code because there are 3 reasons. One, I don't want to update the code because I have to rewrite it in TypeScript anyway. I have different thoughts about how the code should be structured. I want to use some things like RxJS for tracking changes to the game state. One thing that we did in this game was hard code the world. I think I wrote scripts in Max. All the games in the... This is the folders. This is the art folder. It's all... Oh, it's actually a BB model. I think... Oh, it's Max. There are Max scripts in here probably somewhere. Or they're just hard-coded into the file. So it's not Blender, it's Max. I don't have Max anymore, so I don't have access to the original models. Oh, here you can see this is what we generated the map with. So if this was the map, I drew this and then we generated the height map from this. I've been experimenting with a waveform collapse algorithm, which will be perfect for a game like this. And I want you to need to buy certain tiles, so you grow your farm over time. That's basically the idea that I have. So it's a graphic style similar to this one, a bit upgraded maybe, with a roguelike element. You get cards for seeds, and they slowly change over time. But also for your tools, you won't get your tools for free. You need to buy your tools with money you make with your crops and your animals, and you need to take care of your crops. You need to take care of the you need to take care of the animals. You need to take care of your tools. They will break eventually. You need money for that. You need to pay taxes. That way, it's a sudden death element. Yes, Squarepack, you can do. There is support for height maps. You can generate meshes. There is an example in the examples. And we did not use that here. We created a custom script. I think it was in Blender. It was in Max. I used a lot of Max back then. I had a version of Max I could use as a student license, I think, but that ended, and now I don't have access to Max. And because it ended, I started learning Blender, and I have not used anything but Blender since. So we just have to recreate everything in Blender. It's very, very simple. It's not much. Although we technically could just... I want to generate the world. I think we can create... The world doesn't have to be as big as this, because you have to buy your tiles. But yeah, it was a fun exercise, this project. Also, the way you have to walk up and down, you cannot just teleport up. You have to teleport onto one of these, and then you just go onto... I don't. Is there a way to use the max syntax stuff in Blender? So I tried to switch from Max to Blender at some point. Way in the past, I used to work as a 3D artist, and we used Max, period. But at some point after that, I tried switching to Blender, and back then Blender was hell to work with. I couldn't get anything done. Everything was done through the 3D cursor, and that thing just didn't do what I wanted to happen. I could not get it to work. And then I found that I could get a student license, so I worked with a student license for years. And then a few years ago, I picked up Blender again, and things have changed for the good, and I now use Blender. Although I didn't write the scripts for Blender. But technically that's Python, I think. So it shouldn't be that hard to write a script for Python. But I didn't need a script for Python. Actually, that's funny. I used to write script for Max all the time, but for Blender, I didn't need to. Yes, something to our hand. So we need to do an empty to our hand. This is going to be the GUI. And we're going to do a mesh for now. Let's make this pretty small. I think this is still too large because this mesh is twice the size we need to have it to be. And for now I'm just going to, oh, not the texture, a material GUI background. And let's do a Fungopack textured as well. Let's drop it in here. I think we deployed all the textures, so we oh no, this is the other set of textures. It doesn't really matter, we can just pick one. Let's use this right there. So this doesn't have an alpha setup. Do I want to go the whole thing there yet? Oh, we can do it. Now I always mess this up. So it's not, oh, it's opaque, but it has transparency. Let's move this to the side so we can see both things together, because we have this blending stuff in here. And the trick is now to find a combination of all options that we have the right transparency. That's basically how I approach this. I am working on a blog post, basically for me to learn how this works. Now I want to use the alpha, so we need to have 1 minus source alpha, I think. The one. Same for that, no. I don't see, oh wait. There's a reason why I don't see anything change. I need to change the pipeline to the right one, yeah. That's why it doesn't work when I change something. So now we're back to normal. And I think we need to do something like this. And then we have the alpha. There we go. That wasn't that hard. Blend source color, blend source color. Yeah, you can have multiple alphas. That's the thing there. Should this be alpha then? The trick is if you have like 2 and there's one behind it, see? Then you get into trouble. And that's what you want to fix. So let's put them like this for now. And now we need to... Damn it. I'm lost. So for some blend dash alpha 0 1. See, it is so I'm pretty good in math. As long as I can visualize it in my head, I can do anything. For some reason, this doesn't make any sense. I haven't figured out why it has to be 1, why it has to be 0. What there is something that's messing with me. So if it has to be, it is something with the bitwise comparisons and stuff, I think. So if it is 0 and the other one is 1 and this one is set to add, it's something like that. Yeah. Yes, Squares, I know. It is but it for some reason it just doesn't fall into place. That's why I'm working on a blog post about it for a while now, but I didn't find the time to finish it. And I've seen There are little tools that show you exactly what happens if you put one in, and there are visualization schemas, but for some reason I always just mess with these. I cannot. I was close just yet. I think I'm just going to leave it at this for now. I'm going to not do this on stream. I'll figure it out and do a blog post. It is a bit transparent now. Let's move this here. Let's keep it at this for now. So it's not correct, but I will figure it out. They should be on the VR controller now. If I can find it, yes. So we have this controller. I messed up the positions, but it's attached to the controller. Let's quickly check it in VR. Do we have that set up? Yes, we have. So if I hit play and we go to VR here. Oh. For some reason it lost the boundary. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Is it streaming? Yes, it is streaming. So now we have this again. Where's my controller? There, if we enter VR, it is backwards. So it needs to rotate like 90 degrees. So we need to rotate it 90 degrees that way. Let's check again. Yes. So now we have it's this one is in the middle. But technically we have this, so now we can select. Now these will be flat shaded and lighting need to change, but we can select one, we can place it down. Great. So that's that. How long are we streaming? Over an hour already. One thing I want to do is change the sky. Now we don't have a sky material yet. I think no. So I'm going to create a new sky material. This is called the sky. Let's call this sky. Drop it in. Boom. Now we have a sky material. We don't have a sky texture yet. So we need to find the nice sky texture. What do we do? Do we make one? Do we borrow one? Let's just go to Polyhaven. Can we get these into Autumn Field? Can we get we cannot get a. It's a bit too big. Can we just... For now... Is there an online tool to just convert one to the other? Yeah, I know. Well, we can try. You are right, Squareys. We should. There is support for HDRI, but I'm not sure if it's working on the Sky. I've not tested it. Let me quickly go. We can just try it. This one is pretty big. It is 25 megabytes, but we could try. What the heck? Unsupported pixel format. Yes, I think. There we go. We need to tell it what it is. Wait. You are off. Audio is off. So, I'm not sure if it works. Let's try a little trick that sometimes works now. Well, I need to, this should work. You might need a flag on a pipeline. Let's check the Sky pipeline. Could be this one. Ooh. At least it's black now and not purple. We're making progress. I don't think this should be... Ah, well. It's night. Yay! No, I'm not sure. We're now. So this is you might need to enable the environment. Yeah, that was what I was thinking as well, but including. It's funny. I'm thinking the same thing and reading chat just a little bit later. There's a delay. So this is what you have when working with nightly versions that are I know features are in there, but I haven't really tried them yet. So there could be numerous things that are happening. Well, the fun thing with stuff like this is that during a stream you have to think about a lot of different things, and it's a great test for user experience, because I should know how it works, but during a stream you just forget how to do anything. And if it doesn't work, then it might need to have some tweaking just to make it easier to find stuff, or learn things, how it works. Anyway, technically we have a sky. Oh, this is interesting. Oh no, we're on the quest still. I thought it wasn't working. Okay, it's not doing anything here. Did we get errors? We don't get errors. So technically it's working. It's just night. It's just night. But I think I'm going to have to end the stream here. I think we made some progress. I'm going to look into a couple of more things to work on and kind of make a plan of things I want to implement in what way. And then next stream we can start working a little bit more on that. Maybe I have a maybe you need to click bake environment. That could be. Nope. No, it's not. Maybe I need to click create probe. And now I have probes. And now I need to use one of these. Just messing right now. I have no idea. Well, it's not it. I don't know. At some point we'll figure it out. Next stream we know. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching. It was fun streaming again, and I have everything set up again now, so I'll probably stream again pretty soon. Make sure to join the Discord, Twitter, and subscribe to the channel, so you know when I go live again. And with that, I want to thank you all for watching, and see you on the next one. Yes. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.